Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing my everyday skincare makeup routine for summer. It's very light and natural. Not really a no makeup because we do have quite a few products here, but maybe more like a clean girl aesthetic style makeup. Perfect for summer, every day. It's a little bit more effortless. But I'm going to begin with my body care routine because usually when I'm getting ready for the day, as soon as I get out of the shower, my body care routine is the first thing that I start with. And I partnered with the brand Necessaire today to share the daily treatment ritual, which is perfect for all skin types. But if you're like me and you have any sensitivity, like I get a lot of sensitivity on my neck, these products are perfect for you. First, I begin with the body serum, and I never towel dry all the way because it has hyaluronic acid, so it helps to have a little moisture left in the skin. It also contains niacinamide and ceramides. It hydrates, replenishes, and plumps the skin. It's going to be great for targeting dry areas like eczema or any dry patches, elbows, knees, the bottom of your feet even. It hydrates, replenishes, and plumps up the skin. It's fragrance free and I love the texture. It's a really lightweight gel, so whenever you massage it into the skin, it absorbs completely. There's no sticky residue. Your skin just feels very silky smooth. Next, I apply the body lotion. It's the same order as the face. You start with your serum and then your moisturizer. And this is also fragrance free, which I know a lot of people will really appreciate. It has niacinamide, peptides, and plant oils. It feels incredible on the skin. It's a true milky lotion, but it's not so rich that it just sort of sits on top of the skin. It's very fast absorbing, even on top of the serum. Here we have the brand new neck serum, which I started using recently and I really like it. The texture is a lightweight gel and you just sort of massage it all over the neck. And it's to help build collagen support, but it's specifically targeted for this very thin neck skin, which I know I've certainly noticed those horizontal lines on the neck from staring down at our phones and our computers all day long. They used to disappear or bounce back pretty quickly, and now I see they're starting to stick around a little bit longer, so I love having a product specifically for the neck. It has a multi-peptide mix, niacinamide, and rose water, which is rich in vitamin C. You just massage it into the skin until it completely absorbs. You can use this morning or night. I like to use it both. And then the last step is probably the most important. It's sun protection. This is the new sunscreen. It's a mineral sunscreen with SPF 30. It has 20% non-nano zinc oxide, algae extract, hyaluronic acid, vitamin B3, B5, and vitamin E. You don't want to forget the hairline. A lot of people accidentally miss their hairline and then you'll wind up getting a lot of sun there. And then over time, it can be really damaging. So I always like to push it into my hairline a little bit. I love the texture. It has no harsh chemical funky scent to it, so it's non-irritating. I haven't experienced a single breakout while using this. It doesn't really matter what I get up to during the day, if I'm doing a full face of makeup or if I'm going to be outside or sweating, and it layers really nicely beneath makeup, which you will see in a moment. So it's really the perfect daily sunscreen. And this entire bundle, the daily treatment ritual, retails for $120. It's a $165 value, but I do have a coupon code with Necessaire for 10% off. So it's the code Erin10. I will make sure all of the information you need will be linked down below in the description box. My everyday foundation has become the Chanel Les Beige Water Fresh Complexion Touch. I think this is only my second time using this on camera since my initial review. I love this product so much. I like this even more than the Les Beige Water Fresh tint because it has a little bit more coverage. And I do like the fact that it's a very small portable bottle. You could easily throw this in a vacation bag, a pool bag for the day if you needed to. I wish they made this in maybe a larger size because I'm not just using this for touch-up or as the concealer version of the Water Fresh tint. I'm using this as my foundation of the day. It is so pretty. It's everything I wanted the Water Fresh tint to be. Because I don't have perfect skin, I still will sometimes get redness, I have freckles, sometimes post-blemish marks. I do like having a little more coverage, but it still looks very much like skin. The only thing I don't love about it is that little mini kabuki brush. I think it would be nice maybe in a pinch or for a travel bag, but I definitely do not use that when I use this regularly. So I'm just going in with this BK Beauty 101 brush. I did 2 pumps and that more than covers the face. And it's working really nicely on top of the SPF. But it truly looks like skin. When you look up close, it's amazing. It doesn't look like you're wearing a traditional foundation, and that's what I really like about it. I've always said I'm a medium to full coverage foundation girl. That's just my preference, my style. Even my everyday foundation would be more of a full coverage. Until now, I'm finally coming around. I feel like I've finally reached that point in my life, and we all get there, where you do want less products, more minimal products, more natural products. I think it's just more flattering on the skin. I do still grab my Guerlain L'Essential High Perfection foundation if I'm taking photos, if I know I'm going to be outside for an extended period of time. But I do feel like I'm going to slowly kind of phase out that style of foundation and swap this in instead. Who knows? I think there's room for both. The long wear, full coverage, matte finish, but then this is the go-to now. I have also been incredibly loyal to my Pat McGrath Labs full coverage long wear concealer, but lately I've even been switching up my concealer, which is very odd, and instead I've been using this Kosas, which I wasn't originally a huge fan of. I think it's because I didn't have the correct shade, but now I have a shade that's light enough. It gives me the brightness I like. So this is shade 0.5N of the Revealer Super Creamy Brightening Concealer. I know this is incredibly popular. A lot of celebrities use this. I think Hailey Bieber made this really popular. And I completely understand why. So I'm just dabbing on a little bit of product. I think this concealer works best, or at least it works better with this style of foundation, because it's meant to be pretty minimal. On days that I'm really running out the door, I'll just dab on a teeny tiny bit of that concealer and that's it. And on those days, I'll usually blend it out with my fingers. But I guess I just am so used to using a brush. The brushes are actually much faster to me. Before I set this concealer with powder, I do like to let it dry down a little bit. So I'm not going to go on top directly with powder. I'm just going to let this sit on my face for a minute or two. For bronzer, I've been going back and forth between 2 Les Beige bronzers. I have an old powder bronzer from a few summers ago that I am almost done with, so if I'm going for powder, I'll use that, but I've been really trying to get use out of all of my cream bronzers from Les Beige, because these last such a long time. I mean, it takes a long time to use them up. They don't actually last that long. The shelf life of this new Les Beige cream bronzer is a year, and I've already had this over a year. So once that powder bronzer is completely gone, I'm going to switch to this permanently. And this is shade 390. It's the original shade I purchased, so I definitely need to use this one up first. But I also think on a daily basis, this is all the color I really need. I don't need to go much deeper than this. Especially when I'm going for a really natural makeup look, because this just sort of melts right into all of the other products. This is hands down my favorite cream bronzer of all time. It's so good. I'm blending this out with the Marc Jacobs The Shape contour brush. I don't know if this is still available. I hope when they relaunch their beauty that they'll bring back the brushes, because Marc Jacobs had incredibly underrated brushes. I know I always talked about them. I'm sure there are other people who hyped them up as well, but I have almost every foundation brush from Marc Jacobs. They're so perfect. I have the 1, the 2, the 3, the contour. I never tried any of the eye brushes, just the face brushes, but they were superior, especially once they started going on sale. I should have stocked up then. I'm doing my best to keep this complexion as natural as possible. I still want this to look like my skin, but better at the end. I think that's really kind of the backbone of the clean girl aesthetic, which I'm not really sure when I first heard that term. I know it's been trending for a while. It's basically no makeup makeup, but repackaged, remarketed. But when I think about clean girl makeup, I think of just kind of a soft, summery, effortless look. Your hair looks put together, your outfit looks put together, and if you lean in to hug a clean girl, you don't have to worry about her getting makeup or foundation on your face or on your shirt. I don't know if anybody has ever experienced this. It has happened several times to me where I've gone in to give somebody a hug. Miami is full of huggers. So you give somebody a hug or a kiss on the cheek and you accidentally get a little makeup on their shirt or on their face. And it is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me. And it's happened a few times to the point where now I'm incredibly aware and just conscious of it. So I do my best to not like touch my face on anybody else because it is so hot and sweaty outside. Sometimes, even if you're wearing the most long wear makeup or if you've powdered your face, if you go to hug somebody or get really close to them, you might accidentally transfer some of that makeup. So I don't know if maybe I'm just like scarred from that memory that when I think of clean girl makeup, I think of somebody who looks like they're not going to get makeup on your shirt. I don't know if that's the case, but I want to combine these two products together. So this is my blush, this is my highlighter, instead of just kind of layering each product on top of one another, because I think that creates more. That's how you get to the end and you're like, whoa, I tried to look really natural, but because I went through each of the steps and just kept layering, it looks like quite a lot. So I have the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Blush in the shade Mistral. This is very light, definitely a natural blush. And then this is the Iconic London Illuminator. So instead of layering this, then layering this on top, we're just going to mix the two together and create, hopefully, a more natural looking, kind of luminous, flushed cheek. That is the goal. So the Laura Mercier is very light. This is not so much, but I love it. I love this highlighter, and it's very versatile. You can use less, use more, you can mix it into things, mix it into your body lotion. It just looks really pretty. Oh yeah, that looks pretty. Just gonna pick up a teeny tiny bit of that mixture. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. I love it. Ooh. Oh, I'm so happy. Never done this before. In theory, I figured it should work. It's risking it all. Almost sacrificed the makeup, but actually, wow. I've been using them individually. This is so much better. Because you know what it is too, is this looks more natural because you're not just kind of spot highlighting like deep points on the face. It just looks like your skin is truly glowing, like a glow from within. I can never skip powder. I have to powder at least my T-zone. So I'm going in with this Bare Minerals Bare Pro powder. I think this might be new. I received this in the mail. And it does a really nice job mattifying. I do like to mattify my smile lines right here. When those are shiny, I think it's not as bothering. So I do like to go right in here. Maybe a little bit on the chin. Moving on to eyes, I'm using one of my all-time favorite neutral eyeshadow palettes. This is Nude Dress from Dior. It's number 649. I love the texture. I just love the simplicity of this palette. It's incredibly user-friendly. If I had to choose a favorite neutral palette just in general, I would go with Natasha Denona Glam. The old Le Beige palette from Chanel, but that's no longer available, and the Glam is very comparable. But if I'm looking for a smaller compact, this is what I grab. I have plenty of small neutral palettes, but this is almost always the one. So with the fluffy brush, I am going into this shade right here. And I am going to be as light-handed as possible because it can be pretty dark. And I am just going to tap a little bit of this in the outer V area. And then I picked up a clean fluffy brush and I'm going to use that to help blend. So I'm applying the eyeshadow on the outer V, outer lid, but then as I blend, then I work it in. And that's just the easiest way to make sure it stays very light. My eye looks are pretty basic during the day, like on a daily basis. Every once in a while, I'll pull out one of my sparkly, interesting palettes, like a Pat McGrath Labs palette, but it's usually a special occasion or maybe the weekend. It is so rare that I pull out one of those palettes during the day. Am I crazy? Am I boring? With my finger, I'm picking up the rose gold shadow, and I am just going to apply that all over the lid. Just tapping it on. I'm not being overly precise. It blends in really nicely with the matte shadow. With a rougher O2 brush, I'm picking up this creamy kind of bone eyeshadow shade, and I'm applying this to the inner lid. With a pencil brush, I'm picking up this taupey brown down here, and I'm going to run this beneath the lower lash line. Just because it's a little bit lighter than that matte brown. I quickly filled in my eyebrows off camera. For eyeliner, I'm going to keep things incredibly light. So I pulled out this Lime Crime Bushy Brow. It's a brow pen in the shade Baby Brown. I also have a blonde pen, but I don't think that will work. So this is meant to, well, actually this one is meant to be used on the brows. I was going to say there are a couple of products that I've used before that are actually meant to be for faux freckles, but it's a light enough brown that you can also use it as an eyeliner. But this is meant to be a brow pen. But I actually prefer this as an eyeliner, and I'm not going to do the entire lash line. I'm going to do this inner corner bit right here. Because this brush is intended to create little hair-like strokes, it is incredibly fine. Like the tip of this pen is very small. I brought it in a teeny tiny bit, not much, because it just helps to elongate the eye. And then instead of lining the entire lash line, I'm just going to flick out a teeny tiny wing. And it is such a perfect light brown. For mascara, today I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Push Up Mascara. And the wand is tapered so you can get right down to the base of the lashes. And then I always just kind of flick them out right here to create, again, that extension, that almost cat eye effect. For the bottom lashes, I'm going to do the outer half only. For lips, I'm starting with the usual. This is the Pillow Talk Lip Cheat from Charlotte Tilbury. I don't remember the last time I didn't use this lip liner. And I'm going to fill in my lips just a little bit. I am topping this off with this Givenchy Liquid Balm, one of my favorite lip products of the year. The only thing I don't like is they're pretty heavily fragranced and they don't have a good taste. I know you're not supposed to eat your lip balm, but you know when you kind of smooth your lips together, sometimes you might get a little bit in your mouth and the taste is awful. And the smell is kind of musky. It's like a floral musk. I don't mind if my lips have maybe like a sweet, fruity scent to them, but It smells like the same fragrance that they put in makeup, which I don't really love. It's not appetizing. And then the flavor is awful if you accidentally get some in the mouth. I am just about done with my natural everyday makeup, but I do want to go in with a last step. This is not something that I would do every single day, but if I'm going to brunch, lunch, if I'm going out and I'm going to see people, then I will do it. So I'm going in with a little bit of my body lotion from Necessaire, and I am going to add just a few drops of this Iconic London highlighter. Maybe a little bit more. A little bit more than a few drops. I'm just gonna mix it together. And I am going to apply that on my shoulders, and look how pretty. If I'm ever going out and my shoulders, my chest, my legs are exposed, I'll always apply something luminous to them. Because it doesn't even have coverage, but it does help to hide imperfections. So it makes your skin look more even, very smooth. Take out my clips. This is my finished makeup look for the day. My skin is moisturized, my makeup is light, natural, perfect for summer. So that completes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be listed down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.